Hey, this is the World Advice Channel. What I want to talk about today is a question that's been coming up a lot more in American politics, which is Joe Biden, and if Joe Biden is fit to be president of the United States. Now, for this video, even as a left-wing person, I will give a very honest, unbiased perspective on this issue, so you, the viewer, can get the best quality answer, to this question. Okay, so anyway, let's get started. So would Joe Biden make a good, or I should say, is Joe Biden fit for the job in office? The simple answer to that question is no. Joe Biden has shown historically, at least for the past little while, that he has clearly memory issues, and he's just, because of his age, he's kind of out of it now. He's not able to focus, and he's not able to do things like he normally would be able to do. Even during the Obama years, and of course before, he's out of it. He is completely out of it. He doesn't really know what's going on around him. He keeps on forgetting things. He says this and he says that. He is just out of it. He's not fit to be in office at this period of time right now. So the thing what liberals are going to have to do when it comes to the 2024 election is they are going to have to find someone who is more suitable to represent the left-wing party, okay, versus someone like Joe Biden, because Joe Biden's out of it. He's out of it. And even if you're someone who clearly realizes the right wing, to be fair, obviously the right wing is a different party, so they're going to obviously have their personal perspective on it, personal perspective, and at times even a bit of a bias. But even as a left-wing person, you can clearly tell, yes, Joe Biden is out of it. He is not doing well. His mind is not in the right place. He's kind of out of it, which I feel there's a lot of contributing factors that played a role in it. Everything from, the Hunter Biden scandal and just all that type of stuff just drove him completely insane. And he's just out of it right now. So if liberals expect to win in the 2024 election, they're going to have to find someone who's better qualified. Now, I don't know who the contenders are going to be. I personally believe one of the better ones would be Kamala Harris. Would be probably a good suggestion. And maybe even a few other people, who maybe we are not aware of. Who knows, maybe even Arnold Schwarzenegger and a few other ones out there could be a good suggestion, if anything, versus someone like, who like Joe Biden, because he is clearly, and he has shown it, he is out of it, honestly, he is out of it. And Donald Trump, to put it bluntly, Donald Trump is not, Donald Trump, well, as a left-leaning person, I don't really want to go too much in it because this video is supposed to be unbiased. But so I won't go too much in my personal opinion about Donald Trump. But when it comes to my personal opinion about the left-wing party and how well it's going to do, the left wing is going to have to do a lot better. And they're going to also have to realize quickly that, we're going to have to start abandoning the socialist stuff, the socialist communist slash stuff that a lot of them were trying to put out there, particularly Bernie Sanders. And Bernie Sanders failed because of that exact reason. Americans don't like taking risks when it comes to their economic system, and he came off that way. So they're going to have to focus on other things in general and other people that they can use, to be honest with you. So that's really what I have to say about that. And back to the main point I was discussing before, about Joe Biden. He's just not fit. He's just not fit. He's not in it. He's not in the game. His mind is clearly all over effing place. You know, like he's just not fit. And for someone in a position of power like the United States, God forbid he dies, it would not look good for, of course, the United States, even as a Canadian, from our outside perspective. It would not look good, and just general common sense for that matter, you know, for someone who runs a nation as powerful as the United States, the most powerful nation on the face of the planet, and not just the most powerful, but also the whole world relies on them to just drop dead, you know, and we won't have someone to, you know, well, replace him, if anything, though. So, you know, replace him, like, well, Kamala Harris isn't, you know, at least, you know, like Kamala Harris, like, what, like, how would she know what to do, you know, at that stage like that? You know, maybe she would do better as a presidential candidate, but that's only because she would have to, you know, prepare herself for that. But if she were vice president, oh shit, you know, Joe Biden's dead. Like, what exactly is that going to do? You know, like, you know, like, how do you handle the stress of that, especially in this age of social media and stuff? You know, how do you deal with all the pressure of all that type of stuff? And that's what I'm trying to get at here. You know, so the truth of the matter is that I just don't think he's fit. And if the liberals want to be taken seriously again, you know, and have someone in their position who's in power again, they're going to have to consider some other options, because there's so many liberals out there across the United States, liberal people who I'm certain can probably run it. Like, for example, you might even hire someone, you know, not a radical woke people, but like someone who could be liked by the general population more. Like a good example would probably, for example, be, you know, if I can think of one, obviously, like one who probably has a pretty decent reputation and a good one, you know, who has a pretty decent reputation and a good one, such as the person who runs New York State. You know, well, not the greatest, but like that female who runs New York State, that's a good example of someone who has a pretty decent reputation, you know, or something, at least compared to some of the other ones. Or maybe, I don't know, because America's big, just find anyone who can be a good quality candidate. There's so many people they could probably pick and figure out who would be the better one, you know, if anything. And who knows, maybe even Bernie Sanders, if he waters down his belief system a bit for American audiences. So there's different ones, and there's different candidates, and potentially America could rise to the top again, because Joe, you know, rise to the top again with a good new leader, and hopefully have a prosperous future, a more prosperous future than these past 2 decades have been. So anyway, this is my video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you like videos like this, remember to thumbs this video up and hit the subscribe button. And this is all I have to say, and simply put it, later.